Hello, in this video I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how I find wholesale suppliers to source from and resell products on Amazon. So if you don't know me, my name is Dan, aka 1000 ASINs on social media, and I've been selling on Amazon for about 6 years, and since I started I've sold over $50 million worth of product. This most recent year I'm going to hit about 20 million in sales, and my business continues to keep growing. So now that I guess would call myself a veteran, I'm going to share a lot of the tips, tricks, secrets, and deep dives into topics, software, etc., to help you guys succeed on Amazon as well. This video, I'm going to be showing you how to secure your first few brands to contact using a software called SmartScout. So SmartScout does a whole lot of things, but today we're just going to focus on one part of the software which will help you identify brands that you have a good chance of opening a wholesale account. I'm going to assume you're fairly new to this, so I'll keep it fairly basic, but this method works for beginners, intermediate, advanced sellers. It works, no matter where you are in your journey. So without further ado, let's get started. So you're going to go over to the brands tab. And basically what the software has done it has organized, all the listings on Amazon, and categorized it by brand correctly. So when you make a listing on Amazon, you put a brand name, and this software kind of condenses it, all the listings under a certain brand name. It takes and compiles all the stats. So like, for instance, Apple estimated doing $400 million of monthly revenue, which is pretty wild. Samsung doing $221 million of monthly revenue. So of all the listings on Amazon under the Samsung brand name, that's the combined amount of revenue. As a beginner, you're not going to have any chance of getting Apple or Samsung or Ninja or Dyson direct. Those are reserved for basically billion or multi-billion dollar distributors. So what you do want to do is focus on the appropriate size brand to contact. So if you're fairly new, especially if you have limited capital of, $10,000 or less, you're not going to excite even a medium-sized brand with a small purchase order. So step one is figure out where you're at. So how much capital do you have to spend? How big of an order can you do? What is your experience level? If you're fairly new to Amazon, I'm assuming the experience level and the capital is pretty low. So that's not a problem. All you have to do is match up brands that are appropriate for where you're at in your business. And there are many of those types of brands. So I'll show you how to filter the Amazon catalog to find these types of brands that are the right size and right category and have the right characteristics to give yourself the best chance of opening an account. Next thing we're going to do is go to this filters button, and this is going to filter the catalog any which way you want, basically. So let's just focus on a single category to keep it simple. So something like arts, crafts, and sewing, you definitely don't want to sell appliances as a beginner, or really ever, I think. But so we'll pick something, nice and approachable. And there are a few filters here, and I won't get too in-depth for each filter. We're going to set the Amazon in-stock rate to a maximum of 20%. This means you're not competing against Amazon on the listings most of the time. We're going to set the average number of FBA sellers from 5 to, let's say, 20. The reason we have a minimum of 5, it means the brand is likely okay with selling wholesale to multiple Amazon resellers, or resellers are able to buy it through distributors without the brand attacking them. If there were just one FBA seller, that's likely the brand themselves selling on the listing, or perhaps they signed an exclusive agreement with one seller. So we want to avoid brands and listings like that. So 5 to 20 is a nice number. Another one is monthly revenue. So I'm going to set it of $10,000 a month revenue across all the listings. We need the brand to be, worthwhile to pursue. We don't want to approach brands selling, $100 a month on Amazon. So we want kind of brands that are worthwhile. So we'll set a minimum of 10,000, and then we'll set a maximum of 100,000, because we don't want brands that are too big either, where, as a beginner, they're just going to shoo away any, new Amazon seller. And let's search here and just see what comes up. So as you can see, there are 17 brands here, and these are the brand names on the left: category, subcategory, the Amazon in-stock rate, as you can see. So some of these brands, Amazon is not on at all, some just a tiny bit. The average number of sellers ranging from about 6 to 3. Average price point of the products, monthly revenue across the brand, how many units were sold, how big the products are, how well rated they are, how many products under that brand name there are. Just so much good data. So to actually dive into the actual products, you would hit this magnifying glass, and here you can see a dashboard, which is a basic overview of the brand, all the products that are under that brand name, all the sellers that are selling those products, and then some other stuff that we won't get into in this video. But let's start by going to the products. So these are all products under this brand name. And let's start by opening a couple up. And I'm basically just looking for a few green flags before I go ahead and try and contact this brand for a wholesale account. So let's open a couple of the product listings. Here's number 1. So this is another software I have, which is a profit calculator and shows some info on the listing. So there are 9 FBA sellers. That's a good sign. The price is fairly stable, which is a good thing. And the number of sellers, there's some strange fluctuations here, but this does not alarm me too much. It looks like it has some pretty good characteristics. This listing sells over 600 units per month. So if you got 1/9 of the sales, you'd expect to sell, 60, 70, 80 units a month. And usually not all of the sellers are price competitive, which means you might actually sell more than that per month. Looks good. I'm just going to check one more listing. 17 FBA sellers on this, over 1,000 units sold per month. Again, a fairly stable price. So this actually looks like a good wholesale supplier to contact. So the brand name is called Mungyo. And sometimes you can get more details on the packaging about like their actual website or actual company name. But let's just Google this and see if we can find the manufacturer website. And it looks like this right here is probably the brand, and it appears to be a Korean company, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. You don't necessarily have to import the product. They might have a USA distributor, or they might have even a USA warehouse. So when you're on these websites, typically you want to look for something that says like for retailers or wholesale or contact us or about us, and then it'll usually provide some basic information on how to buy the products. So let's see if we can find something like that on the site. And if not, we have a couple email addresses, and we have a telephone number, address. What I like to do is put all this information into a supplier list. So right here, I have a list of suppliers. So I have the name, website, link to the Amazon product, an email, phone number, contact name. And sometimes there's a web form to fill out on the website, in which case I would check this off if I submitted the web form, and then the contact date, and then account status, any notes that I want to refer to later on. So let's just get this information in here. So we're pasting in the email, the phone number, the website, the brand name, a link to a product on Amazon just to refresh your memory if you need to. Let's see, what else can we find from this website? Okay, our philosophy, history, affiliated companies. Okay. So I'm not seeing directly, and there's actually additional contact numbers here, which is great. The more contacts you have, the better. In case one doesn't get back to you, you can email another. So there's no real form to apply for wholesale here that I can see. So what I would do at this point is just email this email address and say, hey, I'm interested in a wholesale account. What are the requirements to open a wholesale account? Or better yet, give them a call. And at that point, hopefully you can open the account. So assuming I did call, I would switch the status to pending, and I would say I called on this date, called, left voicemail, something like that, just to keep track. So let's do one more, and that should be sufficient to give you kind of a rundown on how to populate this list with essentially an infinite amount of brands to contact. So that's number one. Let's go to another one here. We'll go to some of their products. Fewer products of this brand, which is not a problem. Art Clay, and it looks like another foreign brand, which again is not necessarily a bad thing. 16 FBA offers and a fairly stable price. So again, looking like a pretty good brand to contact. So Art Clay, I will take a look and see if I can find the website. Art Clay Silver. Here we go, official website. And again, we're looking for something like this, distributors. So distributors located around the world. I'm in North America, so I'll click that. And then it looks like they have a USA office here, so that's great. So Art Clay World USA Inc. So I'd put that in as a supplier. Another thing you can do is just attach this whole thing to the spreadsheet. It'd be easier. We'll grab a product here, info@artclayworld.com. And a phone number. And let's just say we emailed them. And you just rinse repeat essentially. So this is how you find suppliers to contact, how you contact them, deal with their objections, and actually land these accounts at a decent win rate. Hopefully in this video, you've seen kind of how easy it is to add brand after brand is the right fit for a small to medium-sized business, and how to get information off their website, compile it in one easy place, and then before you know it, you'll have a list of 100 brands. If you go through and contact a lot of these with the right methods, I would almost guarantee that you could open a few of these accounts and get wholesale price lists from them and continue on your journey to successfully selling wholesale on Amazon. So hopefully this video is informative. Like and subscribe to the video if you like this type of content, and I'll definitely be putting out a lot more videos on wholesale reselling on Amazon. So thanks, and I'll see you in the next video. If that's something that interests you and you want to learn more about it, just click the link below and you can schedule a call with a team member, and we can assess where you're at with your business and provide recommendations on how we could help you take your business to the next level and start building these brand direct relationships. And until next video, thank you for watching, and talk to you soon.